All CAF supergroups were on the pitch last weekend. The action was fast and furious, and there may have just been one game that topped them all. Highlights are coming right up. This is CAF TV. Welcome, everybody. On today's program, Toronto Youth Football Club has been lights out in its first CAF season, currently leading the under-20 supergroup. And we're going to have TYFC in the studio to chat about their program. That's later on. But first, let's get to the supergroup highlights. And I did mention off the top one game that just may have topped them all last weekend, and that was Fogo against Milton. Two teams currently in their first CAF seasons that have definitely made an impression so far as they battled it out for supremacy in the under-16 group. Sunday's contest was a chess match between two evenly matched squads. And while it failed to produce a winner, it definitely entertained spectators. Fogo looking to stay undefeated thus far in CAF Supergroup play, and early on it looked like they were going to be tough to stop just 7 minutes in. Elias Goritsas eluding the goalkeeper here and putting it into the back of the net. And Fogo take the 1-0 advantage early. 35th minute though, Milton equalizes. Giordano Mancini, a one-man wrecking crew for United on this day, fights off the man. In it goes, and the boys in purple even it up at 1 apiece. Just before halftime, they would go up by 1. Sweet passing here. Justin Poloski on the receiving end. He will find some daylight right there, and it's 2-1 MUFC. But they continue to trade goals in the second half. Quinn Lenardi turns on the Jets, and he just wants it more here. Flies in, boom, hammers it home, and Fogo knots it up at 2 apiece. But MUFC comes right back, 73rd minute. It's Mancini to Poloski to the back of the net. And once again, Milton takes the lead. They are up by a 3-2 count. But just a minute later, Lenardi to Goritsas to a charging Daniel Antonini. Beautiful passing, nice finish. And that tied it up at 3-3, and that is how this one ended up. Afterwards, Matthew Duramo thought it was a good game by both teams in a contest that was back and forth all the way.
We had a good game, 3-3 draw. Couldn't get out the final performance. We couldn't finish our chances, but we did end in a loss, so I'm happy for that. Overall, both teams played very well, I think. We both had some good chances. Sadly, we went up, but we gave away a few soft goals. But hey, that's the game, and yeah, so we'll just see you next game.
Well, we've seen Burlington Academy grow by leaps and bounds since the first game of the season. It was a baptism by fire for the squad as they got smoked 8-0 by the top team in the under-13 group, CAQ. Since that time, they've upped their play each week, and they were chomping at the bit for their rematch with the Blues on Sunday. The CAQ have been the runaway leaders in the under-13 group so far. A perfect 5-0 record in their first out of the gate in this one. 25 minutes in, Michael Mancuso chilling out front. He will deposit, tucking it under the bar. 1-0 for the boys in blue. Just a minute later, though, Burlington responds. One of the goals of the week, number 7, not on the game sheet. Makes like the Energizer Bunny, keeps going and going, and finally puts it away. Great solo effort, and B-Town evens it up at 1 apiece. Second half, though, was all CAQ. 41st minute, Narinda Lamay, the man they call Ninja, does it all himself, goes for a run, and CAQ retakes the lead as they go up by a 2-1 count, and they would add to it Kabir Kahal with the free kick here. The shot will come in. Thomas Noonan does his best. Once he has his growth spurt, he'll be stopping these all day long, but that one floats over his head and in. 3-1 CAQ. Noonan, for his part, doing everything he can to keep his boys in the game. Robs Michael Mancuso right there in the 52nd minute. It was just a constant onslaught that Noonan faced, though. He barely had time to breathe. 73rd minute. Ninja back at it. Dances through half the team, tickles the twine. 4-1 CAQ, and then Ninja with the sweet little backheel pass to Kahal. He deposits, nice passing. 5-1 CAQ, just too much on this day. The CAQ keeper, not tested too often, but had to be on his toes here to make the sweet save on Rodrigo Vergara. So 5-1 final. Afterwards, Ragva Boja stopped by and talked about how his team pulled away after a close first half.
I think the first half we crumbled up a little bit with our passes, and then the second half we played all right. Like our passes were straight, and then Ninja, our man, scored a goal, and then Kabir keep on giving assists.
CAQ on 3! 1, 2, 3, CAQ!
Welcome back to CAF Television. Bree FC taking on Niagara Academy was one of the more interesting fixtures in the under-16 group last weekend. Now, Bree was getting its second crack at the Reds. The first encounter didn't go quite as well as they'd hoped, as they were thoroughly dismantled 5-1 back on June 17th. But Sunday was a shot at redemption for Bree, as they once again tangled at Esther Shiner Stadium. And Bree was looking for a better result this time, and they sure upped their level of play, but it wasn't looking good at all early on. Niagara corner executed to perfection. Mateo Puentes with the gorgeous header. Niagara up 1-0. They nearly made it 2. This would have been a gorgeous strike, but Dylan Dean coming up with an even better stop, and it was still a 1-0 deficit. Not for long, though. Niagara on the attack. Connor Carroll will get it out front. Puentes right there to accept. He says thank you for his second of the match, and it's 2-0 for the Reds. It got worse for Bree. Sebastian Agudo on the charge here. He will run out of real estate, but feed Wyatt Habinski out front. 3-0 Niagara. It looked like a blowout, but that was when Bree basically just flipped the switch. Malcolm Waters collects the long feed here, keeps his concentration, and hits pay dirt. And the deficit was cut to 3-1. Then shortly after, Niagara wanted an offside call here, but Walters definitely onside. Good non-call. He pots his second of the contest. Suddenly we've got a game. Bree now trailing 3-2, all that scoring in the first half. 5 goals. Second stanza. Bree completes comeback. Daniela Maselli will slide it home, and what an effort by Bree to even it up after being down by 3. Bree fans loving it, as they should, and they would love this too. Maselli will steal the ball, hit Davian Harris out front on the doorstep, and can you believe it? Bree taking the 4-3 advantage. They nearly iced it here. Maselli free kick. What a stop, though, by Camille Hernandez. One of the saves of the week. And that allowed his squad to save a point, because late in the half, Sebastian Agudo takes the pass, hammers it home. It would end as a 4-4 final. Daniel Maselli stopped by afterwards and talked about the secret to Bree's incredible comeback from 3 goals down.
It's all on the communication and the dribbling. The best skill move is to pass. If we don't pass, we don't get anywhere. So to work together as a team is the best skill that we had. First half, it was all right. We could have played better, more passes. Second half, we came strong because we wanted to win this game. We had the drive to win it. Just we made a couple mistakes that we shouldn't have made. And overall, we played a good game.
Exuvia Academy needed a bounce-back game, and they needed it bad heading into last Sunday. After starting off like gangbusters in their first 2 games of the season, winning both, it's been a downhill slide since, to the tune of 3 straight losses, where they scored a total of 3 times while conceding 19. Not pretty. Sunday, they look to right the ship against Chantilly in the under-20 group. Chantilly has been snake-bitten this year. Just 1 win in group play thus far, and the bad luck continues in the first half. Israel Perrin showing off the incredible speed. Shot rings off the iron, though. Back at the other end, controversy. Exuvia screaming that this one was in off the bar. And you know what? Turns out it was. Great camera work here by Joe Montezano as we slow it down and take a look. Yep, lands just over the line, and the boys from Ottawa go up 1-0. Second half, they would add to the lead in style. Dante Whitaker, 28 yards out, clinical. What a shot. and that makes it 2-0 for Exuvia. And that's how this one would finish up as they grab the 3 points. And the Chantilly under-20s continue to struggle, unfortunately. Okay, Croatia versus the Clarkson Pump in men's open group action. Clarkson, much improved lately, but they would go down early. Yuri Glavina hammers it past the keeper, and it's 1-0 for the Croats, and they would make it 2 as Ivan Kuchura tucks it in on the short side with a sweet little header there. 2-0 for Toronto. Second half of play, Clarkson cuts into the lead. Penalty called for a handball. Patrick Riley makes no mistake, and the game is now 2-1. But Croatia puts this baby to bed late in the half. Kuchura to Glavina. Great sliding strike. 3-0 for the Croats. That's how it finished. Kuchura stopped by afterwards, talked about the chemistry this team has. Many of these guys have played together for years.
Yeah, I used to play with this team a few years, so I know all the players, and then I know that you're a great player, and he can score every chance. So I know he will be on second post, and I pass the second post, and finally he scored, and that's it for this game.
Okay, and just a quick reminder, the BioSteel Canada Cup is fast approaching, the event taking place in Toronto from August 5th through the 7th. Some big teams taking part in this, and don't forget the Under-16 Supergroup Final will be played at BMO Field. BioSteelCanadaCup.com to find out more about the event. Welcome back to CAF TV. Happy to be joined in the studio here by, as promised, the boys from the Toronto Youth Football Club, TYFC for short. And it's Luis Silva and Ali Ahmed, both midfielders, right, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having us.
CAF TV, you're here, and quite the season so far you guys have been having. You're number one in your age group, in the under-20 group. Talk about that. Take us through that so far, about how the season's gone so far, you guys, and why you think you've been so successful.
Yeah, it's been going well. You know, we've been practicing very well, competitive. I think it starts in practice, you know, very competitive in practice, and we showed on the field.
Definitely. So TYFC, what can you tell us about them? Because it's a new club, right?
Yeah.
It's a fairly new club. Brian Annan is one of your head coaches at TYFC. Tell us about it and what you guys like about being part of TYFC so far.
I like it because we're like a family, you know. We see each other almost every day. We practice together, we work hard together, we play together. We always play to win, we have fun, and we push each other to our best, and that's what makes us a good team.
Yeah, very good so far, actually. As I mentioned, number one in the group. Goal scoring has not been a problem for you guys. You're one of the leading scorers. I should point out 38 goals in 6 games so far. Goal scoring, not a problem, eh, guys? One of the top goal scorers right here in Luis, as I mentioned. We did this last week with CAQ. Now we're going to do it this week with you guys. So, Ali, it's up to you to give me a scouting report on Luis, right? This is an international broadcast. You're the man breaking it down, the man of the hour, Luis. Break down his game for us, please.
All right, Luis, he'll get at least 5 chances a game.
Okay.
You know, no matter what kind of game he's having, bad game, good game. If he's having a bad game, he'll give you a big goal for sure.
Right.
In the game, yeah, he'll deliver a big goal.
So he's a goal scorer,
He's a
natural goal scorer.
for sure.
But when he's on the field, tell us about some of his strengths tactically or whatever. Like, what do you see as his strengths?
He's a great passer.
Yep.
Like I said, another great goal scorer.
Yep.
He can defend, win balls in the air.
Playmaker as well. I noticed.
Playmaker for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to knock him on those ones. Okay. So yeah, no, pretty good assessment. Your turn. That's good that you were so nice because now he gets to work on you for a bit. Luis, when you see your man Ali on the field here, what do you think? What's your breakdown and analysis of his game?
I think he always likes having the ball on his feet. So he'll be off the defense, he'll be the first person to get the ball and start the play up. And he's good vision, he'll send good through balls, he'll start up the play and usually finish the play.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What are both your backgrounds in terms of where you started up playing throughout your career? With you, Ali, first.
I started soccer in my community actually.
Yeah.
And then I started with Brian actually.
Right.
And then from there, Brian took me. Actually, I went to North Toronto first.
Right.
And then I joined Brian in SC Toronto. And then I've been playing with Luis since grade 7, grade 6.
Right. So North Toronto as well.
Yeah, I started at I started at SC Toronto, or Toronto Eagles back in the day.
Right.
And we moved on to North Toronto. Ali came with me. And then from North Toronto, we're on Toronto Youth. So we've been together for a while. So.
Right. Let's talk about a couple of other guys in your team, and one other guy who really stood out, and they said he might be a good guy to mention because he's not a guy who speaks English so far, they're saying, but pardon me, he's been definitely allowing his play to do the talking for him on the field. Taesung Park. So tell us about Taesung, because you guys both had a little chuckle when I brought it up before anyway. So tell us about him and his game.
Taesung's a great player, great one-on-one player. He's very, very shifty, he's like a skipper. He's a skipper.
Right.
That's it. He doesn't need to do any moves to get by a defender. He's fast. He's a great offensive player.
He's calm with the ball on his feet, but like he makes it look easy.
Right.
He came from Korea, so us trying to talk to him, he'll look at us, but we don't know if he's understanding or anything.
Right.
But he usually does what we need him to do.
Right. But he knows the game.
Yeah, he knows the game. He
So-
plays like we want him to play, but we don't know if he understands.
Right. So far, so good, as I mentioned, undefeated in under 20 play. You had one really good game against Mississauga. That's the closest you guys have been pressed so far. It was tied there 2-2. Then you guys got a dramatic goal in the rain to make it 3-2 and added a padding for 4-2. But talk about that game and what kind of challenge that posed for you guys.
First, we came out. We wanted to win. You know, we knew that it was going to be a really tough game. We knew from them last year. So we came out, we wanted to score it first, and we did. We scored 2 right off the bat, but then they showed how good they are. They came back, scored 2, and when it was tied, we just kept pushing. We wanted to win the game, so we got that 3rd goal, and they wanted to score, and we just had it in the 4th. Really good game, though.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic game. Are you guys enjoying CAF so far?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, first season of CAF. What are you liking about it?
I actually love playing at the Vaughan Soccer Center.
Right, in the stadium, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about for yourself?
It's like a more professional thing with the pregame, the announcer, and it's really fun.
Having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your next game against anyway?
Mississauga.
Against Mississauga, a rematch.
Yes, sir.
The big rematch against Mississauga. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Guys, I know you had to fight traffic to be in here.
Yes, sir.
And thank you guys so much, both of you, for coming on in. Looking forward to seeing the rematch, and we'll have you on afterwards. More CAF TV coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to CAF TV. We move to the open group now, and the feel-good story that is Rise SC. Now, headed by GTA soccer legend Rick Titus, Rise started off its inaugural CAF season with a bang, dropping storied Toronto, Croatia in its opening game. But that may not have been their most impressive performance so far. Just 2 weeks ago, fielding a short-handed squad of just 10 men for 90 minutes, Rise was still able to come out with a draw against Mississauga United. On Saturday, they were looking to get back into the win column against Toronto United. The Rise playing with a full lineup is a dangerous thing, as United found out. First half, free kick, Sager Reed skying for the header. Nicely done, and Rise go up by a 1-0 count. And then a nominee for the goal of the week. This is a cracker. Zimba Galloway will collect here and absolutely smoke it home from 25 yards out. Nice. That is about as good as it gets. Rise goes up 2-0. It was almost 3. Reed with the free kick from 30 yards out, but rings it off the top of the iron. Second half, Rise goes down to 10 men. Take a look. Andrew Mowat, already playing with the yellow, sticks out his arm. Naughty, and there wasn't much doubt about it. Second yellow for him. Rise plays shorthanded for the second straight week, but it didn't matter. Too much firepower on this team. Reed's initial shot gets stopped. Teshan Diaz follows up. That made it 3-0, and that is how this one finished up. Head coach Linford Reed chatted with us afterwards, and he was understandably happy with his team's performance on the evening.
Thought it was the boys played a really hard game, a real team game. You know, they worked hard, they played together. You know, we got off a little in the first half, the last 20 minutes. You know, got a little caught up in what was going on and started got off page. But we got them back on the second half. keeping the ball on the ground, knocking it around, and moving it. And they defended really well. You know, even though we got a red card, it didn't show that you know, like we were playing with 10 men. You know, they played organized and really played some good football.
All right, Atomic looking to get back in the win column after dropping their first of the season the week previous to Croatia. Mississauga, though, with a good early chance. Jordan Hale in tight. Great save by the Atomic keeper, though. Speaking of goalkeeping, unfortunately, that was not United's strong point on this day. Now, I believe they were missing their regular goalie and had to put in a teammate at the last moment. Way out of position there, though. Ivan Sozanski puts it home 1-0. Soon after, Sozanski on the wing over the head of the keeper. Easily headed home by his teammate. 2-0 Toronto, and the easy goals continued. Stas Katana sees the goalie way out on the edge of the 18-yard box. Gives it a go from another area code. Way too easy. Atomic goes up by a 3-0 count. A second half of play. The United D not doing their keeper any favors here as they get easily dissected by Atomic. Far side, Sozanski slams it home. And Atomic are waltzing through this one, leading 3-0. Late in the frame, once again, United gets caught ball watching. Ahmad Benar to Stas Katana. And Mr. Samurai makes no mistake as he puts it home. Just a walk in the park for Atomic on this day. Afterwards, head coach Dennis Rilski stopped by and talked about how his squad is starting to gel and play better week by week.
Because every single game is a good progress in the physical conditions. So we're trying to raise our bar higher every single game for every player, for me as a coach, for Atomic as a club.
Okay, the CAF countdown, top 5 plays of the week, number 5. This would be number 7 for Burlington, not listed on the game sheet, but a force against CAQ. Look at all the blue jerseys around them. They're everywhere. Doesn't matter. Still puts it home. Beautiful goal. Number 4, check out the save by Breeze Dylan Dean on Niagara's Mateo Puentes as he just gets his fingertips on it. Gorgeous. Number 3, Niagara keeper Camilo Hernandez sprawls to make the sublime stop on Daniel Michelli. Number 2, any other week, this makes number 1. Dante Whitaker of Exuvia from 28 yards out against Chantilly. Unstoppable. What a strike that was. And number 1, this just edged it out. Rise SC's Zimba Galloway absolutely tattoos the shot past Toronto United's keeper. Take another look at the control, the blast, utter perfection, and that right there goes down as our CAF play of the week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. Just remember, though, you can always head to cafsoccer.com to keep up to date regarding all the events in the Canadian Academy of Football. And, of course, all these social media outlets are there for you to check out as well. Thank you so much for watching, folks. See you next week for more CAF TV.